Hello users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All. So, today I'm going to, first off, we'll say, Ohio's primary seems to have been canceled. That's what it looks like, that's what I'm seeing. And I've got this little Axios report here that just, gives you the basic information. Put that on the screen, and that way I can talk about it. One of my favorite parts of this is like, Biden has a chance to run up his delegate count. Sanders' chances of nomination will be at serious risk, blah, blah, blah. Tulsi Gabbard also remains in the race. Like, it's just really funny. But yeah, so Illinois, Arizona, and Florida. Flah'da are going to be voting today. Ohio seems to have been canceled, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. Really, this outbreak, how it affects the primaries, I think, is going to have Sanders definitely gain momentum. I saw a poll earlier that showed that Sanders has actually gained a lot of momentum nationally speaking. And I didn't open that in another tab because I'm a fucking moron, but just take my word for it. It was a Reuters poll. So, who knows? But we'll see. The debate, I think, was good. But again, who knows if it was good enough? Get on the phone, get on the Bernie dialer, go like, hi, I work with Bernie Sanders, and I won healthcare, and my mom's gonna die. Please vote for him. Like, that's what you gotta do. That's how it works. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's unlikely that Bernie wins a single state today. I'm gonna be honest. If he wins a state, it's gonna be Illinois, and that's a big if. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. I don't think Bernie has enough time to win here. But what really matters is if Bernie does get fucked over, if Bernie gets 30% to 70% in these states, that's terrible. So really the idea here is Bernie needs to get, I would say, at least within 15 points. Flah'da is going to be the hardest, in my opinion, to get within those 15 points of Biden. But what he really needs to do here is, again, these states, as they are not Bernie friendly. Florida's election rules are really weird. I saw a bunch of polling that Sanders would beat Trump in Florida and Biden would lose to Trump in Florida. But also the Democratic primary rules there are a little bit, awkward that make it so that Biden has a clear lead. And it's just kind of crappy. But again, so these states are not Bernie friendly to begin with. But as long as he can get within a decent margin, if he could get within 10, maybe 5 points in one of these states or two of these states, I think that's good. Either way, Bernie should not drop out until the convention. That's clear at this point. If Bernie drops out before the convention, that, in my opinion, would be a disaster. I think next week's primaries were just Georgia. And Georgia's been delayed, so I don't think we're going to have any primaries. I'm going to be honest. I don't think April, depending on how this pandemic goes, I think it's very possible that April will not have a single primary election. Personally, I think these primary elections shouldn't even be going on. In Ohio, there was this big thing where, they canceled it, and then a judge said, no, you will not cancel it. And then the governor and secretary of state basically said, bitch, we're going to cancel it. And then they canceled it after all, so we'll see, you know what I mean? But either way, let me know what you think. I think as long as Bernie can hit within 15 points in any of these states or in all of these states, I think that's good. I think that's a clear sign of holding on to some of these things. Illinois, I think, is the state where he has the highest chance of performing well. But I also am very skeptical on if he's going to win or not. And if you live in these states and if you haven't voted yet, I don't want to say go vote, but I mean, at the same time, they're kind of forcing our hand here, you know what I mean? So, if you are going to vote, try to get as many safety precautions, gloves, get a full body, if you have a onesie, pajamas, put those on. Get gloves, get, the sunglasses, get the face mask, get a hoodie. Do as much as you possibly can. If you have grandparents that you're afraid, tell them, hey, I'm sorry, don't vote. it's our government, you know? They're making you choose. Either vote for Biden and screw over the entire grandchildren and children that you have, or stay home and stay alive for a little bit longer. Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing those choices out there. And I don't mean to be facetious, of course. I am going to be facetious even more so. But yeah, if you have a grandparent, tell them to stay home. Like, and I'm not saying that, like, unless they're a Bernie supporter, then totally worth the risk. But I'm having a good time. Okay, let me have a good time here. I'm a comedian. You know, this is what I do. I'm a comedy person. I'm a joker. I'm a jokester. That's what I do. I joke. But seriously though, don't let your grandparents vote. Especially if they're Biden voters. If they're Bernie voters, try not to let them vote. But if they overpower you, just go like, at least I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if they're Bernie voters, you can say, well, I'm sorry. This is not serious. This is alert. This is satire. But alert. Be like a sacrificial sacrifice, like. No, but seriously though, all these primaries should be canceled. Shame on the Joe Biden campaign for saying that the primaries shouldn't be canceled. The Bernie campaign has said that the primaries should definitely be canceled. And the Biden campaign was on TV as of yesterday. I made a video about this. As of yesterday, they were on TV saying, "You gotta go vote! Woo-ha! You gotta go vote! You gotta go vote for Biden! Woo-nay!" Like, really, if you would have had both candidates' campaigns come out strongly and say no, and if you would have Tom Perez and the DNC come out strongly and say no, these primaries would not be happening. So this is what you have to understand. Whether or not you vote, whether or not you have a family member that votes, the whole fact that these primaries are happening is homicidal. Now, there will be at least one person, I guarantee you, that will die because of these primaries happening. At least one person. And if I were to wager even more of a guess, depending on the turnout, we'll see, but depending on the turnout, there could be dozens, if not hundreds of people that will die because of these primaries. So you have to understand that. If someone is, that is at risk, do not let them go vote. And call all your government offices, say, this is disgusting. Let me vote absentee later or something like that. You have to pressure, call up, say, hey, my grandparents are immunocompromised. They can't go out and vote. Are you telling me that they have to choose between democracy and their life? Are you telling me that? Can you give us mail-in ballots that can be counted later? Just, don't let up. And also, we'll see how this affects the electorate. This is one of those things. We're in uncharted territory, y'all. I didn't know 2020 was going to be this real, but it's fucking real, okay? So, be safe, and I'll see you again soon.